BNB breaks out while Bitcoin distracts. So while everyone was glued to the Bitcoin charts, something massive was brewing underneath the radar. BNB exploded through the resistance levels, smashing past $1,350 and printing a fresh new all-time high. In the same process, it also happened to leapfrog XRP and USDT in market cap, thus reclaiming the number 3 slot in the entire crypto world. This wasn't just a bounce, it was a paradigm shift and one that sent shockwaves across the entire market. Trading volume surged as BNB chain activity spiked to levels that we have not seen in years. Liquidity also rushed in, and exchanges, they lit up like Christmas trees while traders suddenly had a new question on their hands. If $1,200 was the ceiling yesterday, could it now be the launchpad of something much bigger? Every breakout has a story, but this one tends to feel a little different, and probably because of the mechanics behind it, along with the ecosystem that is powering it forward. Welcome back to another episode of JRNY TV. My name is Nick, and this is where we make the complex world of digital finance, Web3, and all that jazz not so complex for anyone and everyone, regardless of their experience. And today we are going to be breaking down why exactly BNB had just detonated, how its DeFi ecosystem quietly flipped Solana in daily stats, why meme coin mania is driving both fees and burns, and how the Binance flywheel continues to keep this token at the very center of crypto. So buckle up, because if BNB holds these levels, the conversation, it won't just be about new highs. It'll be about how far this blow-off can run. BNB blasts to a new all-time high and flips XRP. BNB didn't just climb this week, it rewrote the leaderboard. The token surged past $1,300 to set a brand new all-time high, officially overtaking both XRP and USDT in market cap and reclaiming the number 3 spot in crypto. At over $180 billion in valuation, BNB now sits at a level it never reached during the 2021 mania. And that milestone carries serious psychological weight. This is not just about the numbers, it's about the perception. The real ignition point came when BNB broke through the $1,200 level. For years, that zone acted like a wall. Every single rally fizzled out there, and traders, they cashed out. But this time, BNB powered straight through that with conviction. Volume exploded across Binance, PancakeSwap, and BNB chains, decentralized exchanges, all at the same time. This was not a one-off whale order. This was cascading buy pressure, short squeezes, and momentum stacking on itself. Once the resistance fell, it fell hard, and now analysts, they are now looking at $1,500 and beyond as the next logical targets. But what makes this rally a lot more than just hype is the on-chain story that's backing it up. Those daily transactions on BNB chain, they are now up nearly 40% month over month, thus fueled by meme coin trading, NFT launches, and a hot new wave of new DeFi protocols. This activity isn't just noise, it's burning tokens at a record pace. That built-in deflationary mechanism gives BNB a scarcity factor that most other top tokens can only dream of. And when you combine that with its exchange dominance and its liquidity depth, you get a breakout that feels far more durable than a speculative pump. DEX volume power shift. BNB chain flips Solana. The headline number is BNB's new all-time high, but the real story is happening in DeFi. For the first time in months, BNB chain's decentralized exchanges, they have overtaken Solana in daily trading volume. According to DeFi Llama, BNB DEXs are now processing more than $1.5 billion a day, compared to Solana's $1.4 billion. And that may not sound like a massive gap, but the trend is what matters. BNB's chain on-chain volume has climbed over 70% in the past month alone, while Solana's has barely budged. The shift is being powered by platforms like PancakeSwap, Theta, and most importantly, Aster. Aster has brought leveraged trading directly onto BNB chain, pulling in both retail and pro traders who want speed and deep liquidity. But if you pair that with PancakeSwap's massive user base, you suddenly have a DeFi ecosystem that feels alive again. Every single trade drives the network fees. Every fee contributes to burns, and every burn tightens supply, thus creating a flywheel that Solana can't quite match at the moment. Perception here, it matters more than ever, just as much as the numbers. For most of 2025, Solana owned the cultural spotlight with memes, speed, and retail energy, but BNB is now capturing that same demographic and adding the layers of institutional credibility on top of it. With Binance's global liquidity funnels, fiat on-ramps, and exchange integrations, BNB is now proving it can scale not just hype, but real capital flows. So in short, Solana, it may have been the chain of the people, but BNB is quickly becoming the chain of both the people and institutions. Meme coin hype and BNB ecosystem momentum. So if you want to know what is lighting the fire under BNB right now, take a look at the meme coins. Over the last month alone, nearly half of all BNB chain transactions have been tied directly to meme tokens. It's the same kind of frenzy that actually put Solana in the spotlight earlier this year. Only now it's happening on Binance's turf. But here's the twist. Unlike other chains, this mania actually strengthens BNB's fundamentals by feeding it directly into its token burn mechanism. Tens of thousands of wallets are now being created daily on BNB chain, driven by meme launches on PancakeSwap and Aster. Trading activity has also surged to 6-month highs, and gas consumption is at record levels. So every swap, every mint, and every speculative trade reduces BNB's circulating supply. That means that this retail-driven hype cycle is not just the noise. It's actually actively creating scarcity and adding real weight to the token's long-term value. Developers are also taking notice. Teams who once deployed on slower or riskier chains, they are now mitigating or migrating to BNB for one reason: liquidity. Binance listings, Aster's perps, and PancakeSwap's user base give projects immediate access to one of the biggest trading pools in crypto today. And that combination of speculation along with infrastructure, it has turned BNB chain into a self-sustaining ecosystem. It's not just that BNB feels alive again. It's actually feeling like the center of all of the action. Bitcoin FTW, macro tailwinds lifting altcoins. BNB's rally isn't happening in a vacuum. It's riding one of the strongest macro setups that we have ever seen, with Bitcoin blasting past $126,000. Yes, and holding near its highs. Liquidity now is cascading down the ladder into altcoins, and this rotation is as old as crypto cycles themselves. Bitcoin leads, large caps follow, and then mid caps and memes, they ride the wave. BNB is one of the very first major beneficiaries of this flow, and the timing, it couldn't be better. Institutions and traders are now looking for higher beta plays now that Bitcoin is consolidating, and they want assets that are liquid, established, but still capable of delivering outsized returns. BNB fits this mold perfectly. It's backed by the world's largest exchange. It has built-in deflation mechanisms, and it is also riding an ecosystem boom. That rare mix of safety and upside, it makes it one of the most attractive altcoin bets in the current cycle. Meanwhile, the global backdrop is incredibly supportive. Rates are falling, ETF approvals have opened the door to institutional capital wide open, and traditional financial funds, they're slowly but surely riding and building exposure to altcoins. Much of that flow passes through Binance itself, which naturally channels demand into BNB. But if you add in the retail meme coin mania on top of it all, you've got yourself a storm of fundamentals, liquidity, and sentiment all converging at once. The Binance flywheel, how CZ's ecosystem powers the run. Behind this breakout sits something bigger than just a token, the Binance flywheel. Every part of the Binance ecosystem is specifically designed to drive value into BNB, and right now, that machine is firing on all cylinders. Launchpads, listings, staking pools, DeFi integrations, you name it. Each and every piece adds a layer of demand that then compounds into the next. This is not luck. It is surely by design. New project launches through Binance's programs, they create instant demand for BNB, as traders need it to participate. And those listings, they then generate volume, and that volume burns tokens. The spot market adds liquidity depth. Staking pools create long-term holders, and DeFi options like BNB Vault provide yield incentives. It's a closed loop where every user transaction, from trading to staking, funnels energy back into the token. The newest gear in the flywheel is Aster, the perpetual DEX native to BNB chain, and it's become one of the fastest growing derivatives markets on chain, pulling in record open interest and pushing BNB usage through the roof. And through it all, CZ's presence still matters heavily. Whether he's tweeting about memes or maybe he's showing up at events, either or, his cultural pull keeps Binance relevant. And that blend of liquidity, culture, and leadership is exactly why BNB's ecosystem, it doesn't just survive the cycles, it actually thrives in them. BNB's breakout is more than just a price spike. It is a statement. Above $1,300 with XRP and USDT in the rearview mirror, BNB has once again secured its place as the third most important crypto in the world. That's right. The fundamentals, the volume, the meme coin mania, The Binance flywheel, they all point to one conclusion. This is not a random rally. It is a coordinated resurgence. And what separates this moment from past rallies is the sustainability factor. The DeFi activity is real. The perps are exploding. The retail energy is thriving. And the institutions, they're cautiously but surely stepping in. And that combination of serious speculation and structure, it gives BNB something that most altcoins never even achieve: staying power. If the momentum holds here, the next target is between $1,500 and $1,700. They're the natural continuation of a chart that has completely reset. So the question right now isn't whether or not BNB can lead. It is in fact how far it can run from where it is right now. Are we right now looking at the very beginning of a blow-off top, or are we looking at the foundation of a larger, longer super cycle? Either way, please be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get a conversation started. Oh yeah, and if you're new here, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that little notification bell so you never miss our next breakdown. This is JRNY TV. As always, do remember that the future will always belong to those who start preparing for it today. My name is Nick, and we will catch you in the next episode.